your
I just said, end of the week is coming.
Dallas, Texas, the hotel we stayed at, you couldn't feed four of us for under $200 every night.
Get this thing.
Every night.
Yep.
Oh my
You
God.
seem to figure out about every
Take
time
me
I
home.
get in and try to help her.
Breakfast wasn't really, every morning she's like $70.
$70 for breakfast.
Nothing's cheap, man.
Sure we have to eat.
And you go to this conference and because they put it in a hotel, it's a company.
Okay.
Convention center.
I'm gonna
It
hold
doesn't
you
have-
back, you know that, right?
It's like you can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't
The
have cars.
place
Yeah.
to go anywhere without walking for 20, 30
My brother-in-law had videos of DragCon a couple of years ago, and we never had a ritzy hotel, but I don't remember the name of it. A banana for breakfast was $18 for a banana.
Gosh. I don't know why that.
We don't have to deal with that door out from the union, do we?
That's getting up there.
Oh, good.
That's part of the SAG deck.
They're gonna say, oh, shit.
I'll let you start reading.
Pretty soon.
I'm trying to get fired.
Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, are there any additions or corrections to the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, you want to call roll?
Commissioners Garbers,
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Are there any visitors to be heard tonight about anything that is not on the agenda?
Ryan McKenney here for the Subaru Sportsman's Club. I jumped Andrew about this here the other day. We had a meeting on Thursday night of our board, and we have decided that we'd like to renegotiate our lease with the city or do something, as the lease is not conducive for capital improvements out there. So just making everyone aware of that, I guess. And then if anybody had questions.
You're gonna work with him and then bring it to the board, or what are you gonna do?
Whatever you want to do. We can
That's
sit
what I
down
would
and
say to do.
we just wanted it to be out in the open, and so
It's probably something that needs to be done a long time ago.
it did.
Sure.
Yeah, it has grown a lot here in the last few years, and obviously 20 years ago when they made the lease, they had no idea what this was going to become. So
So it's 20 years into a 99-year lease?
it's something like that. I'd have to look baok and see exactly when. It was before my time. I'm obviously too young to be a part of
Oh,
that.
nice.
So
It was there when my kids were little. And that's what
Right.
I know, so.
Yep, okay,
all right.
thank you. Okay, we don't have any old business, so we'll move on to new business. First item is we're going to appoint an interim commissioner. Doug Peterson has agreed and volunteered to fill in the seat vacated by Commissioner Piggers until the next annual election, which will be in November. So take a motion.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. You want to call roll?
Commissioners York.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. So the next thing on the agenda is to swear in Commissioner Peterson.
By the flag. Or actually, stand here.
I can read this, right?
You gotta turn around though. The paper wants your face.
Yeah,
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, careful.
I could read it to you too. Ask you.
And I,
All right. Doug Peterson,
Doug Peterson,
You solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of South Dakota,
duly solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of the State of South Dakota, and that I will faithfully, impartially discharge the duties of Commissioner in and for the City of Canton, Lincoln County, to which this office I have been duly appointed to the best of my ability.
all right? I confirm you're duly appointed.
Yeah,
sign also. Let you sign this. Congratulations. Okay.
Thank you, Brenda.
Yeah.
You can flip your nameplate up now, Doug.
Are you feeling
This has
okay?
got his name
Well,
on it.
Caught me in a weak moment, believe me.
Fast, yeah.
Caught me in a weak moment.
I don't know if I got moved in. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Be on the outside. Oh, geez, I forgot to bring my hearing aids.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is the audit engagement agreement. It's ELO, CPAs and advisors. They submitted their audit engagement letter for the annual audit of the year ending December 31st, 2025. And they are anticipating the fees to be approximately $24,000 plus out-of-pocket costs. And this is up from $17,000 for last year's audit, as ELO has priced it without the single audit major programs adjustment. Therefore, the city essentially gets a free audit. We got a free audit last year, single part. If significant additional time is necessary, they will discuss it with the city before incurring additional costs. So. I'm gonna make a motion to.
Are we stuck with these people or we like these people or why don't we look for somebody else?
So we're not stuck with them. Part of the problem is there's getting to be a smaller and smaller pool of CPAs that are doing municipal audits. We've had ELO, they used to be Coleman Berglund. We've had them here for, trying to remember what year Gary stopped doing our audit, probably 15 years. We've been doing our audits.
I'm only aware of one other group.
Shane Fish is one,
Yeah.
and I called them before I did ELO, and they weren't interested way back when.
Yeah, they weren't taking your clients and
Houston Vanderwoody.
What's that?
Houston Vanderwoody, they still doing it, or are they long gone?
Well, Paul East passed away several years ago.
Weren't there multiple partners with that?
Just him and Vanderwoody, and I think he died before East did. I think. Maybe somebody kept the firm going, but Paul East used to do my audits when I was in Pier.
Well, I'll say that we have to do audits for our federal program with disability rights, and the price has skyrocketed for us this year as well. It's about the same dollar amount. And again, we have like picked two different auditing firms that do this, and it's because they're just so time consuming that some of these advisors, they don't want to do it anymore. So I would say this, unfortunately, this is probably the cost that we're going to be looking at.
From anyone.
Okay. More than likely, if not more.
is this, this federal portion of this, that's a one-time deal unless we were to have that same amount of money come in again?
Correct. It's for, if we have federal grants that total $750,000 or more.
Okay.
And our Safe Rooms grant for the pool was 860 some thousand, so that kicked us over, so that grant alone. And last year it was the FEMA money that kicked us over, 24.
Great. So, you want to make a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Again,
We have a motion and a second. You want to call roll?
Commissioners Carlson,
Aye.
Garbers,
aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye.
It's gonna take a little getting used to.
Next on the agenda is the culvert replacement pay application. And Justin from ISG has submitted a pay application on behalf of the 605 companies for $28,540 for the rubble site culvert replacement. The rubble site culvert was damaged during the 2024 flood, and the total cost of the project was submitted to FEMA, and attached is a breakdown that's online or on our website. A motion is needed to approve and pay this application.
So we've gotten paid from FEMA or we're going to?
This was one they prepaid on?
Yeah, I think they prepaid it based on an estimate.
Was the estimate that much or don't know?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Alicia was running a lot of the FEMA stuff.
This is a one and done thing?
Yep.
Motion.
The motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call roll.
Commissioner Garbers,
Aye.
Peterson,
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Carlson,
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Next is a building permit for a false wall at the Canton Fire Department. They've contacted the city in regards to having a false wall installed at the fire department. Since this is an improvement to the public building, it must go through planning and zoning, which it did. And the building permit was presented at the February 24th for planning and zoning, and they recommended the city approve this permit.
So it's just the
What's
permit,
going
not the
on?
cost.
So they're putting up
Why are they
a,
putting a wall up?
putting up a false wall. There's 3 bays on that south end.
Yep.
And they keep the antique fire truck in the southernmost bay. And so this false wall will go up to separate the antique fire truck from the 2 other bays that are used by the police department. It'll help with the amount of dust and exposure to the antique truck, because the the police department doors are open quite a bit when they're coming and going. And they'll just, from activity in the other 2 bays, keep it from getting dinged or bumped up. And Corbin had also said that, fire department said that they're gonna put some of their awards and other plaques and things on that false wall so that it can be seen from the window and from the outside.
And who's paying for this wall?
It comes out of your budget.
Their budget.
You gonna have a doorway in there, or are we going through the police department?
No, it says that there's a doorway.
Yeah,
Supposed to be a
Yeah.
doorway.
It's like a 40-foot wall with a doorway.
All the way to the ceiling?
No, it wouldn't go to the ceiling, because it's got a vaulted ceiling, right?
Uh,
I don't think in the picture it looked like a vaulted ceiling. It looked
I
to
don't
me in the
think it
picture like it
I don't
went
think
up
it
like
I have
12
the-
feet.
Well, you got furnaces that heat that too,
Right.
in that building, in that part. The HVAC.
I just don't think it's a great idea. I know Chris and I toured that, 3 years ago?
It was 3 years ago, yeah.
If the police department was gonna stay there, we kinda wanted them to have part, to make that work, and now we're gonna put a false wall and we're gonna tear it down again. I think we're getting the cart ahead of the horse, so.
They do have a contractor lined up, but we could certainly ask them to
40 feet by 16 feet, so I don't know.
come and explain it.
Yeah, I have the deeds here for you. And the estimated cost was $11,935.
My concern when we were talking, and I know this was just between Paul and I and Chief Swenson at the time, of relocating a place for that. So getting the historical, if that's the case, like Paul's saying, I don't want to be putting up walls temporarily for 12 grand that we're gonna take down. If we were to find a different place for the fire truck. Is the fire truck still leaking?
I've heard that it is.
I envision it is. The part of the problem with it is the original fuel pump in it is leather, and if it gets dry, then it starts to drip.
Yeah.
They used leather in there instead of rubber for the actuator to pull the fuel.
I guess at this time I'd like to table it.
A motion to table this,
No second,
and a second.
but how long we tabling it? If it's gonna bring it up in 2 weeks, it ain't gonna help. I honestly, I would just say, I honestly think if you're gonna spend $12,000 for a wall, and Chad just said, is the heating and stuff gonna be correct if you do that? And everybody's got their passion, but how many people are looking at this fire truck through this
You can't
window
see it.
anyway? on the north side of the building, you could get quite a ways for a building big enough to put that truck in. And then it's out of everybody's way.
What's in the city hall garages?
Hmm?
What's in the city hall garages?
One's car for city hall, and then the other two bays the police department uses
Oh, okay.
as well.
Mhm.
Or I know it'd be a lot more expensive, but a glass garage door would also create visibility for it. I've seen a lot of other towns, they've, everything from little glass sheds to,
I've seen a lot of them in downtown stores that were closed up and they put the fire truck in the glass windows. And that's where it's at.
Like you say, this, where the vape shop used to be, it's got plenty of windows. If you can figure out how to get this damn thing in there.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table it. You want to call roll?
Commissioners Peterson,
Okay,
York.
Aye.
Carlson,
Aye.
Garbers,
All right,
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye.
how long we table?
yeah.
We can revisit it in 2 weeks.
you want me to run down some particular things with the fire department?
I think we need to find a permanent, different place.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is the 2025 annual report, and it's completed. Do you want to talk about that, Kyle?
Not unless somebody has questions.
There's a lot of pages.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Lots of
pages, there's
pages.
a lot of semi-technical information, some not, they're, at the end of the day, with where we're all said and done, we're sitting with about 11.1 million in debt, which is not unusual. With the pool and everything added. Cash we're okay with. We're not boiling over with money, but we ain't borrowing to make ends meet either.
I want to add too that, we blushed a little bit at the price for the audit, but a lot of towns have to blush when it comes to the cost of an annual report, because not a lot of towns have a finance officer capable of doing their own annual report, so we're lucky in that sense. Not to mention getting them to show up for the annual report to do that work is really tough. You'll pay them and they still won't show up in time. Legislative audit's breathing down your neck, so we're lucky.
So in this is it, I'm not sure what the word I want, but how much more projects can we borrow money for?
That all depends on your funding mechanism. And what I mean by that
Let's
is
just throw a community center in there. Where are we gonna be able to be set?
it depends on how you fund it. And where I'm going with that, Paul, is the South Dakota has a constitutional debt limit of 5% of the total assessed value of the city. You cannot exceed that. However, there are methods around it. Lease purchases, when we come to doing some of our water and sewer projects, we're adding surcharges because that creates its own funding mechanism and it's outside. You can do general obligation bond as direct debt, so it would count against your debt limit. Now, I haven't calculated it for a while, but it depends on the amount of money you're looking at.
So the GO bond counts against your debt,
So it's
but your sales tax does not?
I was thinking it did,
Or
but I
they
have to go
both?
back and look.
So yeah, if we bond like the same we do for the pool, that's gonna count against our debt limit, but there are other mechanisms.
There are ways of going around it. I know they've been trying to close some loopholes in those, but I think they're still out there as far as I know. Lease purchases aren't real popular. Or have been getting less popular. The last one I did was when we were in Pier. I don't think I've done one since I've been down here.
I think a community center would be good, and I'm on a different advisory board too, and gym space is more than a premium in this town to try to find a place to do stuff in. I'd hate to get these next two meetings that we got with ISG, and then we get to it, everybody wants it, but no, we can't do it. I don't want to get there.
Right. Your biggest thing is how you're gonna pay for it, whether you're gonna run a general obligation bond, which requires, I think, a super majority, so I think it's 60%.
Yep.
In order for it to pass.
60% of this
60% of the voters.
voters.
registered voters. And that would be a direct increase in property taxes.
So is this something, I mean, I know we're getting totally off of what we're talking about the annual report here, but do we need to start thinking about how we're gonna do that now instead of later?
And I think we actually intend for that to be part of the third meeting. Open forum that they'll discuss the cost of the project and the funding mechanisms and the actual impact. If there was an opt-out, for example, we would say this would be the impact on a $250,000 home, this would be the impact on a $500,000 home. That'll be part of the communication in the last round of the meeting.
Yeah, for instance, when they started the pool, that was originally $1 mill levy is what we were shooting for. And after the county did all the reappraisals, it winds up now being 57.57 cents per mill.
Because the value went up.
Okay, we have to have a motion to approve the annual report. Motion and a second for that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Call roll.
Commissioners York.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. So that's all we have on the agenda. We'll move on to commissioner dialogue, but I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate the wrestlers, the coaches, parents, fans. It was fabulous, and you made Canton proud, so I want to congratulate them all for that. We'll have them all in for a proclamation soon, hopefully next meeting. So, Chris, do you have anything?
Other than the wrestling program, no, I don't. Congratulations.
Sarah?
March is Developmental Disabilities and Traumatic Brain Injury Month, and there has been an executive proclamation of the state of South Dakota from the governor to declare that March is Developmental Disabilities and Traumatic Brain Injury Month. So just wanted to put that out there that this is the month to encourage and appreciate those folks.
Thank you. Paul?
No.
Doug, do you have anything you would like to say?
Not yet.
Okay. Kyle?
Nope, not this point.
Andrew?
Oh, man.
No, ma'am? Okay, I already said my piece. So now we'll call for an executive session under codified law 9-34-19 for, what's it for?
Economic development.
Oh, yes, economic development, yes. Okay. So I'll take a motion to go into exec. Second?
Second.
Okay, you call roll.
Commissioners York.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye.
I didn't give him a chance, guys. He didn't get to make it or second.
Go ahead.
He didn't get to make it or second one. We blew it.
We'll give him a chance.
I
to
was
reconvene.
ready, but
Yeah, we haven't
Chris
adjourned yet.
beat me to the punch on one.
Chris isn't quick either. This is-
We'll get you broke in.
Who made the second? I didn't